Hello there and welcome back to the HullCityFanCentral YouTube channel, where today I do have my preview, prediction and everything you need to know ahead of Hull City versus Preston North End live at the MKM Stadium. 3 games remain for the Tigers, and after the upsetting loss away to Swansea on Good Friday, we hope that Easter Monday brings the fortunes for the Tigers. Currently sitting a couple of points above the drop zone with these 3 games remaining. This one against Preston, another home fixture against Derby on Saturday, and then the final game, of course, away at Portsmouth. Hoping for a result in this game. I think the key deciding factor in these final 3 games is the next one against Derby, but if we lose here today, it does not bode well for us. So let's preview this game. No fresh injury concerns that we are presently aware of. There hasn't been a full divulge into. There usually isn't when it's these quick turnaround games. We don't usually get a full sort of team news breakdown from Ruben Sayers or indeed anyone in the backroom staff. So nothing has been raised as any concern, although as well, nothing has been raised anything in good standings of anyone to be returned. Of course, a few players on the sidelines. I guess we'll feed into this injury update. There will be no Matt Crooks, considering he got his double yellow red card in the fixture against Swansea in the remaining few minutes of that game. So there will be no Matt Crooks, but not due to injury, just due to the 1 match suspension. But he'll be back ready for the Derby fixture on Saturday. So, let's move into my Hull City predicted starting 11, powered by friends over at Fanhub. Fanhub is a fantastic free app that you get rewarded for being a football fan for free. Go and check them out. Link in the description. Use my golden ticket code HUL-IZR and you'll bypass the queue. Get rewarded for doing so. Thank you very much. So this is my Hull City predicted starting 11, what I think Ruben Sayers will put out for this match. Of course, it's the wonder goal stopper, not goal scorer, goal stopper, Ivor Panda in the net for the Tigers. A back 4 of Louis Coyle, John Egan, Charlie Hughes and Cody Drammer. I do think that Drammer will get the start at left back. I was pleasantly surprised with him when he came on to fill in for Sean McLaughlin at the left back position, about 30 minutes into the game against Swansea City, due to, apologies for that, due to the recklessness, we'll call it, of Sean McLaughlin picking up a yellow early on and then looking on his way to get another yellow quite early on in the game. So Cody Drammer came on, did a fantastic job. Moving ahead, Steven Alzate, I think he'll return back to the starting lineup. I believe that they just rotated him out due to the quick turnaround of games. Obviously playing Monday, Friday, then Monday again, you're going to have a bit of a turnover in the squad. Alongside Regan Slater, who he wasn't too bad in them closing stages of the Swansea game. I was quite surprised with his integrity that he had coming out in the ready fresh for the second half. Ahead of that, Casey Palmer, of course, said no Matt Crooks, so Palmer is pretty much default to start that position. I can't think of anyone else, unless you would go for that formation change that we have seen later on in the games, where Gelthardt sits behind the striker, you have Kamara and Amrabat out on the wide, which they could possibly go with that to start off with, but I do like Casey Palmer starting this one. Of course, you got Joe Gelthardt. I think he's pretty much a penned down name in the starting lineup. I mean, I say that and he probably won't be on the team sheet for this one, but hopefully not, because hopefully Joe Gelthardt can get involved in this one for the Tigers, alongside Abu Kamara, and of course up top João Pedro. So, some other news for the Tigers. Well, some positive news about a player who I haven't actually said is going to be in the starting lineup, but it could possibly be due to this. Colombian midfielder Gustavo Puerta has activated a clause in his contract that will see him sign for Hull City permanently on the 1st of July. So that obligation, that clause in the contract that we have been worried about and we've been going on about all season long, well, it's been activated, and I think this is a good thing for the Tigers. I believe it's in the region of about €3 million, £3 million. So not too bad for a player of the quality of Gustavo Puerta. A full season without worrying going to have to how to play him. We can just play him every game next season, fitness-wise. Of course, touch wood that he's fully fit all season. But fantastic news this. I'll go through what Hull City said. The 21-year-old has made 27 championship appearances, including 20 starts since joining the Tigers on a season-long loan from German side Bayer Leverkusen in August. The talented South American made his EFL debut at home to Sunderland in October and earned the club's Safari Port Player of the Season of the Month award for all of his actions displayed in December. Scoring his first City goal in the FA Cup third-round tie against Doncaster Rovers, the former Colombian youth international has continued to flourish under Ruben Sayers' stewardship. The energetic midfielder created the second goal in the 2-0 win against Plymouth Argyle and produced a delightful piece of skill for his match-winning effort in the 2-1 triumph over Oxford United. So, good news this. Gustavo Puerta, pretty much the first confirmed signing for next season. Of course, the loan deal now turned into a permanent one since the clause has been activated. It seems Gustavo Puerta wants to be here because they've literally said Gustavo Puerta has activated a clause in his contract. He activated the clause. He wants to be here. And that is all good. A player in who wants to be here, that has been here the past season, knows the inner workings of the club, and it's all good there. So, welcome on board, Gustavo Puerta, I guess. Last meetings between both sides. We'll break back into the game. So, of course, we did suffer a 1-0 defeat to Preston at Deepdale in our last meeting this season. Of course, last season, we had a bit of a good time. It's always a bit of a scrappy affair, a very tight affair when we play Preston. I think our most goals that we scored against them into like a 4-1 win in recent memory was that a couple of seasons ago in the opening match of the season. We went 1-0 down, then came back 4-1. I believe that's when we still had Keane Lewis Potter and Tom Eaves. So rolling back a few seasons now. But the 1-0 win there last season, I believe that was a Jaden Philogene goal at the MKM Stadium, if I'm not mistaken, in quite a pivotal game for the Tigers. But hoping for an even more pivotal game tomorrow. Of course, form running into this game. Well, I think Preston are one of the only teams, I should say, that Hull City have a somewhat better past 5 record against. They've lost 3 of the last 5, drawn 2. And Hull City have only drawn 1, lost 3, but won 1, meaning points from last 5. Hull City have 4, and Preston only have 2. Of course, Preston, they are currently above us in the championship table. But, I mean, never fear, because 3 games to go. I mean, before the last game of the season, we could leapfrog them in the table if results sway our way, and of course we beat them tomorrow, and then manage to pick up more points than they do in the next game. Of course, we play Derby then, but it's not I've been saying this as well. Not bothering about who's above us. It's about what's happening beneath us. As long as we can keep that gap away from the relegation zone, we will be safe. We're not looking to climb up the table. It's too late to do that. 3 games left. What are we trying to do? A promotion charge? No. We're trying to stay in this league, ready for next season, to have a push on next season. And hopefully, result against Derby can solidify our place in the championship before the final game of the season away at Portsmouth. But who knows when it being Hull City. Well, we'll meet a former Tiger tomorrow, or say that they will come to the MKM Stadium in Robbie Brady. Of course, Robbie Brady currently at Preston North End. He's done a bit of a tour of Championship mainstay clubs. Of course, a quite prominent part of the Hull City squad of the early to mid 2010s. Part of the, of course, the famous 2012, 2013 squads. So nice to see Robbie Brady back at the MKM Stadium. And hopefully he doesn't pull a wonder goal or something from thin air and pretty much put the nail in the coffin for Hull City to go down. Hopefully that doesn't happen. So, player to watch out for. It's sadly not Robbie Brady, but it is instead Kesler Hayden, or Kane Kesler Hayden, as I should say, his full government name. But Kesler Hayden, well, he's had a all-right time at Preston North End this season. The Aston Villa loanee, currently on loan at Preston North End for the season. He's only scored 2 goals and 3 assists in 41 Championship appearances for Preston this season. But he has been playing very well in every game. Of course, Preston not a side this season known to be raking the goals in. But for a fullback to have contributed quite nice in their some of their recent games. Stoke, he contributed in the 1-1 draw there at the beginning of the month, and then also grabbed the only goal in a 2-1 loss to Leeds United on Saturday the 12th of April. Contributing quite nicely, a few assists, few goals, and certainly a player to watch out for as a fullback that can obviously get up into an attacking position. So, score prediction. Well, I think that Hull City will stick in it. I think this is going to be a battle. It's going to be Preston North End. I think that if they get a point, or if they win this game, they're safe. Certainly. I think I'm doing maths off the top of my head here, but they obviously will still be fighting for a little bit of something. They are still mathematically possible to go down. So I think both teams will be fighting here. I think Hull City need to fight for this one at the MKM Stadium, if they were to have the chance of solidifying ourselves in the Championship before the final game of the season, which is a key thing for the Tigers. But a 2-2 draw with goals coming through Joe Geldhart and Casey Palmer. And I'll leave you that photo of Adrian Ilajali as I ask you to let me know down in the comments what your prediction is ahead of this game. Who do you think will win? Hopefully it's Hull City. And what you think the scoreline will be. Who will score for the Tigers? As, well, not long left of the season. I'll say 3 games remaining. It's squeaky bum time indeed. As the Tigers hopefully can keep their spot in the Championship ready for the 25-26 season, where who knows what might happen. But we have 3 games before them, 3 key games. So tune back in tomorrow after the game for my vlog after the game, and stay tuned on the channel for all of the Hull City news and goodness that you love by liking and subscribing. And I'll see you in the next one. Up the Tigers.